What's up, my people? Thanks for tuning in. My name is Diamond, and if you're already subscribed to the channel, thank you for your continued support. And if you're new and this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, I encourage you to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so that you can join the community. Today, I'm gonna talk all about principal payments versus monthly payments and what should you do with your extra cash. So let's get to it. Monthly payments, as you may know, is what you're required to pay per the loan agreement that you signed up for. So if you have a loan out there, you already know that you have to pay X number of dollars each month for so many months, and that's how you're going to get the loan paid off. Now, part of that payment is going to be applied to the principal, which is the balance that you borrowed, and the other part is going to be interest, and interest is the penalty you pay for borrowing that money. So your monthly payment is going to be split over these two things. So what's a principal payment? A principal payment is something you would send in addition to your monthly payment. And what this is a payment that's designed to reduce the principal balance that you owe. And the reason this is important is because every time they go to calculate your interest that's owed, they're going to calculate it off your balance at that time. So if you can send in an extra payment to the principal and reduce it, now you're going to pay less in interest because it's going to be calculated off of a lower balance. Makes sense, right? So you can see monthly payments is what you're required to pay per your contract. And you can see by making an extra monthly payment, you're actually paid up for the next month. On the other hand, you have your principal payments, which is something that's done in addition to the monthly payments. And what that's going to do is allow you to lower the balance that you have, which means the principal is lower. Therefore, the interest that they calculate is going to be lower, saving you money and accelerating your payoff. So they both have their place. Now, to really see this in action and really see the power behind these options, let's take a look at an amortization schedule. But before we do that, I want to ask you a question. Right now, comment down below on which one do you prefer. Do you prefer to make extra payments and be paid up, or do you prefer to make principal payments so that you can save on the interest and save the amount of money you're going to end up paying? Which one is your method right now? And stick around to the end because I'll share with you my take on that. Also, I'll share with you exactly what I did when I was getting out of debt and what worked for me. So let's take a look at that schedule. For this example, we're going to use a loan calculator available at bankrate.com. We're going to have two people borrow the same amount, $40,000 over 5 years or 60 months at 4% interest. The monthly payment is going to be $736.66. And both of these people decide to do the smart thing and get this loan paid off as fast as possible. However, they decide to go about it two different ways. On the left here, we're going to have Mr. Extra. And on the right, we're going to have Miss Principal. And both of these people decide they're going to send in double the monthly payments because they want to get the loan paid off fast. But Mr. Extra decides he's going to send them in as extra payments. Whereas Miss Principal decides she's going to send the extra payment in as a principal-only payment. So let's dive into the amortization schedule to see how this affects not only their payoff date, but also how much interest they pay at the end. Let's take a look at the first payment. In May, they send in a payment of $1,473.32. Now, since Miss Principal applied the extra as a principal payment, the amount applied to her principal was $1,339.99. Whereas Mr. Extra didn't do that and sent it in as just an extra monthly payment. So he only had $603.33 applied. So you can see the difference in their balance just off the first month. $39,396 compared to $38,660. Now what you might be saying is, what happened to that extra money that he sent? Well, it's simple. When you send money into the bank as an extra payment and not principal, what happens is they say, well, thank you, Mr. Extra. I appreciate you paying your bill ahead. Now, you don't have to worry about sending us a payment until July. It doesn't matter if you send in an extra payment every single month. They'll just keep pushing your next payment due date out further and further and further. Whereas when you make a principal payment, every time you make a principal payment, they'll apply that extra amount towards the principal, further reducing your balance, which is reducing the amount of interest that you owe. However, since that extra amount is only applied to the principal, that next month you still have your required monthly payment that's due. Don't believe me? Check this out. Banks are good at what they do, and that's making money. They're not going to do you any favors. Let me show you a real world example from my personal truck loan that I paid off last year. As you can see, my original loan balance was a little over $40,000. At the time of this snapshot, which was about a month and a half before I paid it off, my balance at that time was just over $7,900. But where I want you to focus in on is down at the bottom where it says the payoff date was June of 2023, and the remaining payments was 52 payments. You see, that's the original payoff date, and that's how many payments I had left based off the original contract. But at this point, I had made a ton of principal-only payments, so my balance was way down. So why are they still showing that I owe 52 more payments? They do this because they want you to make the regular payments. They're not a fan of you making these principal payments, knocking down the balance. They want you to make your regular payments so that they can take their piece of the interest out of each and every payment that you send in. So this is why understanding these things is important, because knowledge is power. Now let's jump back on the computer. Okay, so I think you're starting to see the power of principal payments, but let's dive in a little deeper. Let's go 1 year in. So now they've both been using their strategy for 1 year, and they've both been sending in double the monthly payments. Now, May of 2021, what I want you to pay attention to is Miss Principal has been sending in double her monthly payments, marking the extra as a principal only payment. And look at her balance, just 1 year in. From $40,000 down to $22,227.47. Now, Mr. Extra has been sending in his double payments as well, pushing his due date further and further out. Now, pay attention to his balance, $31,997.94. In just 1 year, Miss Principal, her balance is $9,770.47 cheaper than Mr. Principal because she's been making extra principal payments, reducing her balance, reducing the amount of interest that she pays. Now let's zoom down to the end and see how this looks. In the end, you can see that her payoff date is September of 2022, and she paid a total of $1,997.61 in interest. Now over here showing Mr. Extra's payoff date is April of 2025, and he paid $4,199.65. However, even though his payoff date is still 2025, he's done paying his loan off in November of 2022. Because remember, the loan was 60 months, and he sent in 2 payments every month. So in 30 months, he sent in enough payments to cover his loan. But he sent in a total of $44,199.65. Meanwhile, Miss Principal only paid $41,997.61. So not only did Miss Principal pay her loan off in 27 months, which is 3 months faster than Mr. Extra, she saved $2,202.04 in interest. And that's the power of principal payments. Now show me that you're starting to see the power of principal payments by smashing that like button. Thank you. So now you've seen both of these payment methods in action. You have principal payments over here, you have extra payments over here. Now, to answer the question earlier, which one do I prefer? Personally, I prefer principal payments over extra monthly payments. And the reason is when I was getting out of debt, I was trying to get out as fast as I can. And if I could save money in the process, I mean, count me in. So principal payments was the way to go for me. And I really saw the power of principal payments when I was paying off my truck. So they both do have a place, and I'm not saying one is good and one is bad. They're both good because it's money towards something that you owe. But making a principal payment is just my preferred method. And what I would do for the extra payment, because some of you guys may be thinking, you know, hey, I'd rather make an extra payment just so I have the comfort and the safety of knowing that I'm covered at least 1 month ahead or more. So what I would do is I would take at least 1 month of your payment and put it in your savings account so that you have the cushion, knowing that if something happened, you can just reach over, grab the money and cover it with no problem. And from that point forward, take any extra money you get and put it towards the principal, because we're trying to get out of debt and we don't want to pay our debts up. We want to get these things paid off. So that's my take on it. Hey, I hope this video was useful for you. I hope it helps you. And if you know somebody who can use this information, don't hesitate to share this video with them. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so you can get more content just like this. Until next time, I'm Diamond. Peace.